Hi everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on a brand new Neca Target exclusive Haulathon 2025 Cartoon TMNT Wyrm and Tattoo 2-pack. So before we take a look at Tattoo, let's go ahead and take a look at who I think is the star of this set, Wyrm and his accessories. So first up, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with accessory holding hands. Up next, he comes with this wrench, and has some pretty good sculpt detail to it, but his hands are just way too big to fit this in. It's just really loose. So I am disappointed that the grip of it wasn't a little bit bigger, that way he could hold it better. Up next, he comes with his trash mallet, and this looks really good. I love the sculpt of it, the wood grain there, the texturing on the rope that's around it. That looks really good. The only bad thing is once you put this in his hand, it will start to break the fingers off right here. I guess the fingers are a separate piece attached to the hand, and you can see that it's starting to come loose right there. I should be able to glue that back down, but it does suck that that's coming loose, since this is the only accessory that he can hold. Up next, he comes with what I think is a first for any figure I own, and he comes with an alternate tongue piece with his munchy mouth worms. And that looks really gross. The sculpt of the worms looks really good. And you just put this over top of his tongue like that. It does pop on there. And it's a pretty tight fit. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall out or anything. You can turn it upside down, and it's not going to pop off there. So yeah, that is a very gross accessory. But it does look pretty cool once they're on there. And finally, he comes with these alternate bulging eye pieces. And that looks really good. I believe these are the eyes for when he sees the mouth worms. But that looks really cool. Surprisingly, they actually sculpted the veins on his eyes right there. So I really thought they were just painted on. But they're sculpted and painted on, so that looks really good. Man, this is such a bizarre figure. But Neca did a really awesome job on all of the accessories. They are definitely unique. So now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at his head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, I think Neca did a very awesome job at sculpting and painting it. You get some painted on lines here on his face. You get these warts sculpted all over his face. I think this is supposed to be hair. The hair is sculpted really nice, and he has the backwards cap right there. That looks really good. I love the slime that's dripping out of his mouth. That looks really good. And it's painted, the edge of it is painted in black. And so are all of his teeth. That really surprised me, that all of the teeth are outlined in black, and that came out really clean. That looks really good. Neca did a really good job on this head sculpt. Neca also did a really good job at sculpting his suit. I do see where the black outline right here for the neck of his, he was a garbage man, so I think this is his garbage suit. Where it's ripped right here, you can see where the black missed its mark a little bit. But the sculpt of it looks really good. Like the torn part right here on his left arm, you get some textures. I don't know if this is supposed to be like maggots or what these are, but the textures to them and the outline in black looks really good. You don't get two-tone paint with this figure. I know that not all of the cartoon turtle figures have that, but it would have been cool to see some darker green paint back here on his back. But I love the sculpt of the tears right here in his outfit, how you can see the skin and the bumps for his spine right there. I'm not sure what his belt's supposed to be. It has some good sculpt detail to it, and some paint with the black lines right there. He has a very bizarre bottom half. You can see the suckers right here, and the tentacle for his right leg, and this actually has bendy wire in it. I thought it was really awesome. He is really tricky to stand because of that. I kind of tried to make it like a cradle right here for him. That way he could lean on it. But he does tend to just fall over. I'm sure if I fiddle with it a little more, I can get him to stand. But as of yet, I haven't been able to. And then he has a normal left leg. You can see a tear in the suit right there. He does appear to have suckers on this leg as well. And then the torn boot. The laces on the boots are sculpted really well and painted really clean. The lines look really good. And then his toes are coming out of the foot of the boots right there. So yeah, I think Neca did a really good job at sculpting and painting this figure. He is just really bizarre. The only downside is the articulation. I don't think the articulation is that great on him. So now let's go ahead and go over that. So he has a ball-jointed head and neck that can really just look up that far. He can't really look down that far. He can move side to side very slightly. You can hear it clicking. It doesn't want to move more than that. So it would have been cool if it wasn't hindered. I might have to take it apart and sand the joint down to get the range of motion a little more. He has a jaw that can open and close very nicely. He has shoulders. Now they can move out all the way. The shoulders can move out all the way. Whenever I move his elbow joints, they do not want to move. They are very stiff. So yeah, they feel like they're going to break if I move them the wrong way, and that really scares me. You can also hear how tight they are. Not sure how to fix that since this is a pinless figure. I suppose I'd probably have to slice it apart right there and then sand it down, and I feel like that would probably be more hassle than it's worth. He does have hinged wrists on the accessory holding hands that can move up and down very slightly. They can spin all the way around. He has a waist swivel, but it is very tight too. Really doesn't move more than that. He has ball jointed hips. They can do a complete split, even the tentacle leg right here. He can't really kick forward on this side. He can kick back all the way. He has a decent thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, or double jointed knee I should say. It doesn't want to move at all. Okay, that feels like I'm going to break that as well. So it can move back that far. He does have swivel here at the boot that seems to be pretty loose. It's turning with barely any force. The ankle, man. Okay, it can only move down that far, up just a little bit, and the rocking seems to be pretty good. So while this figure does look good, the articulation is pretty hindered. It feels really fragile too. Like these elbows feel like they're going to snap whenever I'm moving them. So it looks good, but I wouldn't recommend moving him around that much. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Tattoo and his accessories. So first up, you get this hamster, which is the real version of what Tattoo is. And it has some pretty good sculpt detail to it. The paint details are where it really shines. The black paint and then the little touches of pink for its ear and nose. And then the little variation here in the fur. That looks really good. Up next, he comes with a set of open hands. And finally, he comes with accessory holding hands, but he doesn't come with any accessories. Would have been cool if they would have included, I think he came with like some sort of dragon weapon on the original toy. Would have been cool if Neca would have included that as a nod to the original toy, but no, we don't get any sort of accessories for him to hold. So yeah, this guy is pretty light on accessories. So now let's go ahead and take a look at his head sculpt. So taking a look at Tattoo's head sculpt, again, Neca did a very awesome job at sculpting this. That looks really awesome. The black painted on lines look really good. I like how his earrings are separate little pieces right here. They are plastic, so they do feel fragile, but I like how these are actually separate pieces that are put through the holes in his ears. Makes it look more realistic. He also has an articulated ponytail right here, which I think is really cool. That looks really awesome. He doesn't have a whole lot of sculpt detail to him. I'd say the paint detail is better on him, like the Black Widow right here on his massive belly. On his left shoulder, you get the heart right there, and on the right shoulder, you get the lightning bolt tattoo, and then he has the same tattoos on his legs. It's just reversed. This time, the heart is on his right thigh, and then the lightning bolt is on his left thigh. I think that came out really good. Like I said, not a whole lot of sculpted details on him, but the paint looks really good, like the black lines and everything, that looks good. I will say the one thing that really stands out on this figure is they painted the joints, and now that it's chipping away, it is a very noticeable color. It's like it almost looks like a grayish skin tone that it's cast in. And man, that is really noticeable. As I've been posing the figure around, the paint has just been coming off, and that is super noticeable, especially back here on the knee joints. One thing that I really didn't expect on this figure is the ties on his elbow pads are actually articulated. I thought I broke them and it came loose, but no, they're actually pegged into the elbow right here, and they do spin all the way around. You do get these separate pieces of chains around his wrists right here, but on the left side, mine was loose, so I will have to glue it down. This right one is glued down. It's perfectly in there, but yeah, this left one was loose. The first time I switched the hands out, this flew in the floor. So definitely watch out for that if you get this and you're switching the hands out. So that's really about all to go over with Tattoo. There's not a whole lot of details to him. As I said, I think the paint details on him look really good. But just like with Wyrm, the articulation is pretty hindered. But I should have expected that because of the way he is. He's a very large figure. So yeah, I was probably fooling myself thinking he'd have some great articulation. So now let's go ahead and go over that. So he has a ball-jointed neck that can look up actually just about all the way. He can't look down at all. His double chin hits on his chest right here. He can move his head side to side very nicely. As I showed, the ponytail is articulated and spins all the way around. He has shoulders that can move out that far. The right side does move out a little more than the left. He has double jointed elbows that are kind of tough to move. The accessory holding hands have hinges that can move up and down and spin all the way around. Yeah, this is a ball jointed diaphragm. It can move back just a little bit. His man boobs hit on his belly, so he can't move forward anymore. He can move side to side a little bit. He has ball jointed hips that can't do a complete split. He really can't kick forward at all. He can't really kick back that far. The thigh swivel is very limited. I haven't been able to get the knee joints to work on this at all. They feel even more fragile somehow than Wyrm's elbow joints. These just don't want to move at all. And he has ankles that can move down all the way, up just a little bit, and a decent ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here they are next to Leonardo and Michelangelo. Here they are next to Donatello and Raphael. I finally got the correct ones out for size comparisons this time. Here they are next to the Ultimate Shredder. And finally, here they are next to Muckman and Joe Eyeball. So overall, I do think this is a cool set, now that I have it in hand, but I don't think it's necessarily a must-have for your collection unless you're just a really die-hard Turtle fan or completionist of this line. While both figures look cool and have some really cool paint details and sculpt details, especially Wyrm there, I don't necessarily think it's worth the price point. Especially when, if I remember right, Tattoo only appeared in one episode, and I don't think Wyrm appeared in the series at all. I think he was just a toy created for the original line. The set also doesn't come with that many accessories. I'm used to Turtle figure sets coming with bunches of accessories, not only for the figures themselves, but for other figures that were made in the past. Tattoo in particular is very light on accessories. He didn't even get any fisted hands. And Wyrm actually does come with a decent amount of accessories, but he can't hold the one, and the mallet that's in his hand is just stretching it out really bad. So for the price point, I think most of you can probably skip this set, because while it is cool, I don't think it's a must-have. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.